Ladies, so today we're going to be talking about 7 things that tell as a man that you have class, all right? And now class is not like Rose from Titanic. That's not class to me, all right? Class is more of it doesn't have to do with money. It doesn't have to do with how much money your parents have, because you could be someone of low income and still be classy, right? You could be someone who lives in poverty but you're still a classy person. That's completely possible. So we're going to talk about what are some of the things that you got to do to convey that you have class to yourself, that you have class to a man, right? Because when a man doesn't think you're classy, he's gonna automatically think you for the streets, all right? Because the opposite of class is off the streets, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so we're gonna talk about that, and don't forget we're going to London for a seminar. It's about nonverbal communication, how to communicate value through your nonverbal cues. It's gonna be at the end of July. It's gonna be a 2-day seminar. I already decided on that. And if you guys ever want to work with me one-on-one and call me like I just talked to a client right now, go to mindfulattraction.org, and there you guys can get coaching by me. The first thing is the most important thing to look classy to a man, and this has been shown across all cultures, right? And that's chastity and sexual fidelity. If you're able to communicate to a guy that you have chastity and sexual fidelity, you're gonna come across as classy. At the least, you're not gonna come across like you're from the streets, because nothing makes a woman look unclassy as a woman who cheats and as a woman who bangs everyone, right? Who bangs the whole football team, all right? And it's not, for example, right? And chastity is not about the amount of guys you've been with. It really isn't. It's all about how much guys you've been with relative to other women around you. So if Melissa from the block banged bang like the whole football team, like the whole squad, and everyone else in your neighborhood bang like 400 guys, as an example, right? Melissa looks like a girl who has chastity, because relative to other women, she doesn't have sex with as many guys. But then let's just say you live in a Mormon community and you banged one dude, and all the other girls around you haven't. They're virgins. All of a sudden, you look like the slut, right? So chastity is relative to other people, relative to other women, and women instinctively know this. So what you got to do is make sure that you come across like you're someone who hasn't been with a lot of dudes, right? And this whole shit of feminism, telling guys, I don't give a fuck about the numbers that I've been to, the numbers of guys that I've been with. I think you should care, because either whether or not the guy wants to, he will judge you. Maybe he will not judge you consciously with his frontal cortex, but his reptilian brain, the part of him that has been evolutionarily wired to care about whether or not a woman has a lot of partner, does care. You wanna know why? Because men who don't care about his woman being with other men were not successful in the game of reproduction. They were cock-coded, and maybe some dude had their kid and he took care of them. So it is important. Chastity is important. So you got to make sure you communicate that. So that means you can't be, look, nothing wrong with being a stripper or a porn star and whatnot, but I'm sorry, if you do any of that kind of stuff, you can't get the late. Like, cause I got some OnlyFans women watching my channel, and I don't want to disrespect you, but that's just the truth. That's why you gotta keep that shit to yourself. Make sure you put the settings to go to another country and not in this country. So chastity and fidelity. So if you cheated on someone, you better keep that shit to yourself. You better not reveal that just because you're being honest. No, you keep that shit to yourself. You keep the fact that you banged the whole football team. You keep that shit to yourself. You don't tell somebody that. And even if a guy says I don't judge you, trust me, he judges you. Trust me, they judge you on that. The next one is that you take care of what you have. You take care of the clothes that you have. You take care of your apartment. You make everything look as pretty as possible. That is classy. Honestly, I lived in a poor neighborhood, and there is classy people, and the classiest ones are the ones that dress the nicest, not the ones that have the most money, but the ones that make an effort to dress nice, that make an effort to make their families look good, that make an effort to not look slutty in the way that they dress, to make an effort to look classy, right? And again, look, I'm not here to judge people. Look at me, right? I'm not here to judge. I'm not the classiest guy on the planet, right? So I'm not here to judge, but I'm just saying, that a guy will judge you based on that.
To add to the dressing part, it's not just dressing nice, but also not dressing too slutty. You can show off one part of your body, so if you have nice, heavies and stuff like that, you can show that off, right? But make sure everything else looks conservative around it. The point is, it's just not to look slutty. It's just that simple. Don't show off too much. There is a middle ground to it.
So that means you gotta learn how to dress nice, even if you have poor means, and it is possible. You can Google it, right? That looks pretty. So one of the most important things to look classy is ornamentation, chains, like jewelry. Women, if you want to look really nice and classy, dress and make sure to have nice ornaments. That really adds to the image. She talks in a soft way and doesn't talk hood, all right? And now a hood is not a black thing, people. It's not a Puerto Rican thing, okay? Hood is a general thing. It's a white thing. It's an everyone type of thing. You cannot be talking hood around people and expect to be taken seriously. You gotta learn. And what I mean by that, I mean raising your voice too loud, speaking too fast, cursing a lot. People, that was me, cursing a lot, being vulgar with your language, and just having so just learn to slow down, pronounce your words, don't speak too loud, don't respond too fast, and don't get angry when you talk, right? If you just learn to develop a soft, relaxed voice when you speak, without the cursing, without the raising your voice, without clapping, that kind of stuff, it comes across as classy. But when I talk to a girl and she's like, "Hey man, look man, this nigga motherfucker right here, man, I'm not gonna tell him," I'm like, "Oh, what the fuck? Like, what's going on here?" And I hate to say that, but you want someone who's well spoken, and that's just a fact. Royal and confident body language at home and in private. You have confident body language, so that means you move slower, like I say, you move slower. And by confident body language, I mean you take up space when you sit. Now, I don't mean you open up your legs when you sit. Like, unfortunately, ladies, that's, it's not I hate to feel like I'm talking down to you guys. Like, I hate to sound like you know what I'm saying, coming across as an arbiter of class, because I'm not. But it's just that what I observe, what makes a woman classy. She's confident, she eats well, she moves. There's like a certain royalness, like almost as though you're a queen, you know what I'm saying? Like a queen's way of demeanor. A perfect example of that is Daenerys. It's Game of Thrones, the girl with the red hair, not the one that was used by Joffrey, but the one that manipulated Joffrey. Like she was a classy lady. She had a air to it. She walked with her chin up. She didn't look down. She walked with her chest up, right? She walked slow, right? Her eyes weren't constantly looking around. She looked at people in the eye, and she had like a subtle smile about her. She wasn't frowning. She had like a subtle smile, a confident smile. And when you sit, you want to take up space, right? You want to sit while you take up space. When you listen, you want to listen intently. As you listen, take up space as you listen, right? Or maybe you could just stand with your back straight. Make sure your back is straight when you sit, right? All of those things communicate class. The type of humbleness that I'm referring to isn't a type where you feel superior to people, where you're looking down on people, where you only make eye contact with people who have something to offer, but it just means where you walk with a confidence, but not out of arrogance, right? Not out of I'm better than you, not out of don't look at me because I'm better than you, right? When you walk around like you own the streets, that's not what I'm talking about. That means you look at people and you understand that you're not better than them, and you understand that you and them are equal. Because if you don't have this deep understanding, you're gonna radiate a certain arrogance that's unattractive, and it's men don't consider that classy, right? You want to have that almost like Mother Teresa vibe. I'm not kidding with you. Like, you want to have that like Oprah, selfless, loving type of energy, like the type of energy that you think of when you see somebody petting a dog or a mom who loves their kids. That type of stuff is the type of class that I'm talking about. The type of class that makes people respect you, that makes people respect respect your character, where you put others first before you, but not too first before you to the point where they take advantage of you, but the type where you want to help people as long as you don't go out of your way. Because when you come across as arrogant, it just says insecurity, and it's not a good look. Especially for women, people are less forgiving for arrogant women, and it's a cultural thing. I get it, but that's just a fact. They're just less forgiving. A woman who looks arrogant looks more arrogant as opposed to a man who has the same level of arrogance. The other thing is that you conform with your age. As you're getting older, you don't try to look 20, you don't try to dress like the 20-year-olds, you don't try to be, and we all know when we see that, when someone who has not accepted their age, they have certain things about them that radiates from them and not in a positive way, right? And that means that when you're getting older, you dress your age. And again, people, I'm not somebody to speak, okay? But it's just what I observe. The next one is that you control your emotions. Controlling your emotions is the most important thing to communicate class. If you do not control your emotions, you're gonna come across as classless, as unhinged, and crazy. And one of the ways to communicate that is to develop a meditation practice. You don't have to show that you control your emotions. Just develop a meditation practice. And also showing that you control your emotions is all about not gossiping. It's all about learning to speak without getting angry, learning to speak without getting agitated, without getting defensive, right? And also it means patience. It means not speeding things up. It means letting people come to you and not you coming to them. All of those things show that you control your emotions, that you don't go to conclusions, that you don't project, that you don't assume that every person is trying to play you, right? You show that through your demeanor, and the easiest way to develop that is to develop a meditation practice. It's just that simple. Develop a meditation practice or purchase my course, Emotional Mastery. Pre-order it now, right? And because this type of person will always have a life with no drama. If you control your emotions, you have no drama in your life. It's just that simple. When you have no emotional control, you always have drama. There's always some shit going around Melissa. Always some shit happening around Melissa. And the last thing is that you are unselfish. You give to others, right? You put others first. Not too much, nice girls, but you give to charity. You help people below you. You show people that you care about others, that you're not just in it for yourself, right? When you are able to communicate that, and unfortunately, people, I hate to say this, the easiest way to communicate that is just to give to the poor in public. Like, I don't do that type of shit, but people see through that. Look, in a few weeks, you might see me fucking donating to kids in Africa. I don't fucking know, but it does work. It makes people think you're a good person. People are that silly. They believe that shit. Yeah. Anyways, the other one is not being argumentative. If you're someone who's known to argue with everyone, who needs to win every single argument, people notice that type of stuff, and it just comes across as way too defensive, right? Sometimes you want to let people win certain arguments, especially if they care about it more. And another one is that, if you really want to earn people's respect, if you really want to show your character, never let other people talk about your friends behind their back, especially if they're being unfair. It's one of those moments when you should definitely never stand up to them. Stand up to people gossiping about the people that you love, because even if you guys get into an argument because you're defending your friend, deep down, everyone around who's observing that will respect you for it. It's a classy thing to do, not being a gossiper and stopping people from gossiping about your friends. Like, if I heard somebody does that for me, I will gain so much respect for them, right? And that kind of stuff is something that whenever you see that opportunity, take that opportunity to do it. You're only gonna win from that. And also, it's just being a good person.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys ever want to learn how to use your feminine energy to influence people, learn how to use your masculine energy to become more assertive, and also learn how to blend both energies to improve your dating life, your spiritual life, honestly, your relationship life, your family life, your career life, this is the course for you. If I had to make a course for my nieces, I have two nieces, one is 8, 19, and one is 14, 15. 16. Holy shit. Oh my God, he's a bad fucking uncle. He's a bad uncle. Get him. Shut up, Melissa. You should get this course, right? And this is the course that I will make for them. So, for example, watch the curriculum, right? In the first week, we're going to be showing you how to establish a strong masculine foundation without letting it hurt your feminine energy. This masculine foundation is a source of who you are, right? It's your bodyguard. Without this, whatever feminine energy you create will be destroyed by the outside, because your masculine is your shield. So we'll talk about goal setting. We'll talk about how to develop a serious attitude. We're going to be talking about how to use more logic, how to use more goal-oriented behavior. It's more how to be a man. Now the next one is how to embrace the feminine energy, right? This one will teach you about how to minimize excessive masculine traits, developing self-awareness, healing abundant feminine energy, regulating your emotion, mastering voice qualities and facial expressions, surrendering control, and allowing pain to be felt. This is honestly, this will supercharge, like Kaioken, your masculine energy. After that, we have femininity in the workplace, and how to be feminine in the workplace without letting people take advantage of you, and the nuances of how women on power should behave versus women who are subordinates in the workplace, and even the dress code. This is based on psychology, people. It's kind of insane. I'm actually excited about this one. The next week, we talk about navigating the labyrinth of male and female friendship, and this a lot of women find confusing, so we talk about that. And how to identify envious friends, how to identify the good friends, how to keep male friends, and how to keep female friends. Week 5, we talk about how to release the burden of the past and stop and destroy mental projections. This is actually really powerful. And then week 6, we talk about how to increase your observational power so that you could read people better. And we have a bunch of bonuses. The course starts at $99, and you guys can pre-order the course today at $69 before it goes out. If you're watching this, most likely I'm in the meditation retreat, so I will be praying for all of you guys. And just click on the description down below of the video, right there, you'll see it, and you could pre-order that course. It's gonna be out by the end of next month or the beginning of February of March. One of the two, people, because I have a 10-day retreat to do, and I want to finish the course after the retreat, because I think the ideas are gonna be so much better. All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Pre-order, man. Oh, I'm closing the channel.